Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be putting together some vintage Athearn Amtrak passenger car kits. These were sent in a couple months ago from a gentleman by the name of Gerald Ratte. He sent 5 different cars, and I've been wanting to put these together for a while now, just haven't had the time. But I figured today we'd do so, and hopefully by the end of this we'll have a really nice new Amtrak train. I already have a few Amtrak locomotives, but these are kind of the first Amtrak cars I have. I think I've got 1 or 2 already, but it's going to be nice to have an entire matching train. So let's begin. We'll start with the baggage car. I figure that this one will probably be the easiest to put together. Anyways, we've obviously got the body of the car. We got the frame here. Inside this is just some basic hardware. Got the 2 trucks, which I think we're going to upgrade. And it's possible they include some instructions. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. Not a whole lot to do, but I think it should look pretty nice. We're going to modify this a little bit, but nothing too extreme. So I think to begin, we'll start by installing the windows. And kind of see there's a bit of an edge which actually wraps around the outside of the window there, so you kind of have to put these things in at a bit of a funny angle. Alright, well, with all the windows installed, I think we can start putting the rest of this whole thing together. I guess we'll start by adding some weights. Now, from the factory, this car comes with some weights, which we're certainly going to add. However, I want to add a few more weights just to be sure that this thing is not going to jump the track. I've got a few little pieces of steel right here, and we're just going to put that down here. And this is just a good idea because obviously this is the lowest point in the car, so we'll help keep the center of gravity low, and it should make these things super stable. Anyways, I've just gone ahead and put a bit of hot glue down there. This isn't so much to hold the weights in place as it is just to muffle them, because little vibrations might make some funny noises if there's nothing in between the steel and the plastic. Moving on to the wheels, we're going to be upgrading these just to some conventional wheels. What I don't like about these wheels is that they're partially plastic, and plastic wheels just pollute your track. I mean, they're not horrible, but you're just going to be cleaning your track a lot more if you use them. So we're going to be removing those, and we're going to replace them with some regular wheel sets. Hopefully these will be large enough. They're certainly not the right size, but as long as they work, they should be a good fit for now. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what you want to see right there. Alright, and then I think both those are ready to be installed into the trucks. You always want to make sure that, obviously the screw is tight enough to hold the truck in place properly, but it's never a bad thing if there's just enough room for it to pivot up and down, because these don't just have to turn side to side, but if there's uneven parts of your track, if these are secured perfectly to the body, they won't be able to pivot and they'll just end up derailing. Alright, that doesn't seem too bad. Now onto the couplers. From the factory, this thing comes with horn hook couplers. These are more than usable, but they're not very realistic, and I also already have some KDs ready to go. So we're going to throw those on instead. It will just look a little better. So I think at this point we can install the body onto the frame here. Now ideally you'd probably want to glue this down just to make sure it doesn't pop off and this goes falling to the floor. But in this case I think that I'm just going to install it as is, just because if I need to open this thing up to adjust anything and it's glued down, that's going to be a pain in the neck. So I'll just install it like it is. And there we go. Not looking bad. Now on to the next kit. So up next we got a bit of a baggage car. It's going to be pretty much the same process all over again. All right, another one built. I believe this one right here is the diner car. As a matter of fact, it is. All right, got all the windows installed on this one. I think that that's looking pretty good. And now on to another one. Might do part of this off camera. Got all the windows in on this car now, so we can finish this one off. And now on to the final car, the dome car. Really been looking forward to putting this one all together. Alright, well, it's now a little while later, and I got all the windows installed on the dome car here, so that's all ready to go. I also went ahead and assembled the frame, so now I just need to put the two pieces together, and then these cars should be ready to roll on the layout. So we'll take them over, we'll set them up behind one of my Amtrak locomotives, and see how they all go. Hopefully we won't have too many derailments. Not bad. Let's take all this stuff over to the track. All right, well, I think we're all ready to roll here. I really like how the train is looking. I don't know if I've got the order of each car correct, but I think it all looks pretty good. And I decided to pick the Dash 8 I have. I know it's probably not perfectly period correct, but I still think it looks pretty nice. Anyways, let's give this thing some power and see how it looks going around the layout here. Very smooth. What a fantastic looking train. I think that that just looks absolutely awesome. And next up, we got my clapped out Athearn P42. This thing has certainly seen better days. This is probably the nicest train it's actually ever pulled, but I think it's going to look absolutely great, as it does. Anyway, let's take this one for a rip. now we got the old Proto E8. I think that this thing should run pretty well with it. And to finish things off, we got an old lifelike locomotive. Let's see if this thing has enough life left in it to haul this train here. Yeah, no problem. Well, folks, I think that that's going to be about it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I am just thrilled with the results. I had a lot of fun putting these things together, and I mean, I've been running them for over a half hour now with various locomotives, and there hasn't even been a single derailment, so they're clearly weighted properly, and I think the set just looks absolutely fantastic. Gerald Ratte, if you're watching this, thank you so much for sending these things along. It's a really generous gift, and as I said, it just made for a great project. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get around building them. I've just been kind of busy lately, but here they are out on the layout, and I think that they're going to be here for many years to come and many years of enjoyment. Anyways, with that, I think we'll call things a wrap. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching.